Balak is disgusted by Am Yisrael, and in essence, it's like a person that all of his life, he has dated all types of promiscuous women, and he is one of these Hollywood stars where he can get whatever he wants to get. The women chase him, something that's also in itself the opposite of normalcy. Women are chasing men. Women are talking about their promiscuity openly and proudly, and they're even being given airtime to talk about it on air. It's really just disgusting. But to the world at large, this is what they want, or else they wouldn't have ratings, or else people wouldn't watch. And what you see is that the guy that's dating all of these girls, he doesn't make any of them his wife. He makes her his wife for the day, for the week, for the month, but then he replaces her with somebody else. At some point, he looks at his life and he's not complaining about anything. He's fulfilling his lusts. He's having a good time. A few new wives here and there, a few drugs here and there, a few thefts here and there. He doesn't really question much. In fact, he thinks that the more he gets, the more likely he is to eventually arrive at the unhappiness, at the happiness that he's seeking, because he still has that emptiness in his heart. But one day, Kadosh Baruch Hu sends him a personal rebuke, and he has an encounter with a holy person. Whether that encounter is face to face, and he speaks to him and has that merit to do so, or it's simply looking from a distance. He sees him, across the table from him. He sees him in the same room as him. He sees him in the same office as him. He sees him on the screen, and he sees what a holy person has, and he sees that holy person's wife. And he is disgusted. Why? Because at that moment, he gets a reality check where he realizes, look at this. This guy that doesn't have even 10% of the money that I have, doesn't have 10% of the fame that I have, doesn't have 10% of the strength and the power that I have, look what he has. He has a wife that's only committed to him. She won't even look at me. She won't even look at anybody else. A wife that brought him these little righteous kids that call him abba, that call him father, don't call him by the first name. Respect him. Wait patiently. Speak without cursing. All of these kids, everyone is brilliant. Everyone is beautiful. You could literally see the kedusha in the kids. You could see the kedusha in their marriage. Look how you could see the happiness in their modest marriage. You can see it. It's as clear as day, especially to the person that's impure. Especially to the person that's impure, because he has something to compare it to. He looks at the zonah that's next to him. Whether she's his wife for the day or for the last few years doesn't really make much of a difference. He realized that she was the village bicycle. He realizes that she's one of those people that you have no idea where she lost count with how many different husbands she's had. He realizes that anything that comes out of her, Shirley's going to be a little piglet like her. He realizes that in reality, he has garbage, and he only realized it now. And there is no way in the world that any righteous woman, any holy woman, any woman that is modest, any woman that respects herself would even look at his filthy self, the way he is, the way he dresses, the way he behaves, the way he talks. No holy woman would ever look at such a person. No one. And he is disgusted with the current circumstances because he realizes that in reality, he could have had that if he simply contained himself and didn't follow drugs, didn't follow fame, materialism, and simply anything that walks. So here we see that Balak is disgusted with his current life, which in essence is even more revolting to him, that these holy people are winning. If you told me these holy people were homeless and they're suffering, and Balak is high and he's having a good time and he's running the world, then you say, okay, listen, why should I be holy? Why should I be holy if they're all homeless and they're all poor? No, but here he sees they're conquering the world. They're beating everybody. The giants, the same giants, Sichon and Og, that defeated me, meaning Balak, they defeated them like they were little flies. So not only do they have the beautiful marriage and the beautiful kids and the money, but they're also powerful. So he is simply disgusted with his life, and it makes him hate them even more, but also fear them. Now that fear, of course, is relevant to each and every single one of us, because one of the things we see is that Am Yisrael was not looking to go to war with Balak. They weren't looking for a fight. Am Yisrael is not allowed to just go look for fights. We're not one of those nations that's just looking to conquer whatever we see, because we like the flowers there. HaShem gave us a land. That's where we're going. We have no business to be next to you, to deal with you. And the only reason why they went to war with Amalek or with Sichon or with Og is because they got attacked. That's it. The same thing goes with Midian. So the problem here is that Balak doesn't see the world that way. He sees things from his perspective. If you're powerful, that means you want everything. If you're powerful, that means you're going to take everything. So it's kill or be killed mentality. And he starts getting anxiety over the fact that this nation is massive, it's powerful, it's holy, and they're on their way is him. And he is sure they're going to attack him. And one of the things that eventually happens is that actually happens, but it's not because Am Yisrael had that plan. This is one of the things that a person needs to apply to their life, because we see the Beit HaLevi in our series Bitachon HaShem. We discussed it extensively over 16 lectures, where many of the problems that a person has are actually self-inflicted, where those problems are coming to him because of his anxiety, her anxiety. She's anxious about money. He's anxious about finding a zivug. They're anxious about getting a job. They're anxious about, getting kicked out of their house, or their electric going out on Shabbat, or whatever it is. They're anxious about it, not because they have a reason. Just simply, I'm anxious, I'm an anxious person, I'm a nervous person. The Beit HaLevi says, that anxiety comes from a lack of confidence in Hashem. And lack of confidence in Hashem is a violation of the Torah. And the punishment for that is that Hashem brings to the person what they're afraid of. You're afraid of losing electricity? You're going to lose electricity. You're afraid of not having money? You're not going to have any money. You're afraid of being alone? Hashem's going to make you alone. Why? Why didn't you have confidence in Hashem? Why? Why didn't you have? Did Hashem give you any reason not to have confidence in Him? Did He leave you not breathing yesterday? Did He leave you hungry yesterday? What did He do to you that you have no confidence in Him? If anything, you should thank Him 24 hours a day. So the Beit HaLevi says that the anxiety that a person has is a result of lack of confidence in Hashem. And the punishment for it is measure for measure, where Hashem actually brings to the person that anxiety. That in itself is a scary punishment, because in reality, we see here that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not like for us to be afraid of anything other than Him. Further on, we move on with the parasha, and we start getting into the next part, where the Balak sees that there is a big nation coming, and he knows that Sichon, although they lost the war to Am Yisrael, they beat him. And he thinks, wait a minute, how did they beat me? They beat me because of Bilaam. Bilaam helped them. So even though Sichon used Bilaam to help them destroy Balak, Balak doesn't really put any value on that. The fact that Bilaam tried to annihilate Balak doesn't matter to him. The fact that Bilaam tried to annihilate all of his people doesn't matter to him. The fact that Bilaam was very happy that people died from Balak's side doesn't make a difference to him. All he can think about is like, yeah, but we're from the same town. We're from the same town. He's from Aram, I'm from Aram. Yeah, but he's from Aram and he's your enemy. He joined your enemy. Yeah, enemy, no enemy, we're from the same town. This is the logic of the impure. The logic of the impure is always going to go to, what's my current interest? Yeah, but don't you realize that, as my dear wife, the Rabbanit, always says, if they do it for you, they'll do it to you? Don't you realize that if you trust this person to help you hurt somebody just because you're going to give him some money, eventually he's going to do it to you? And in this case, he actually already did it to you?